Finally. 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 Remember that deck request that I was talking about that would be the most WTF deck you've ever seen? The one with the 10 archetypes, chaos, and the fusion monster? This is that one. Welcome to the first double deck request. A deck request made by Crazy X Darian and Lockdown with number 88, Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo. 3 deck requests later was one from Mitar Miric, a Lockdown with Arcana First 21 The World. And I got one for you using both. I thought they work well together. Now I should note this is quite the inconsistent deck. It took me, counting what I did today with SMPGaming, and what I did with the other guy who was, sorry I don't remember your name, but if you watch this video let me know. You know who you are. 2.5 hours 2 or 3 days ago. At least about 1.5 hours today. 4 hours just to get this video going because it's that inconsistent. I was so lucky. And I almost was unlucky. You'll see at the end of the video. You'll see me comboing and comboing. Right now, I'm going to explain in the entirety of the video in a bit. But yeah, a Lockdown with Arcana First 21 The World and Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo. The whole idea is to start off, what you eventually need on the field is Arcana Force 21 The World and 2 monsters. And preferably you have Light Barrier as well to ensure that Arcana Force 21's effect lands on heads. Because you need the heads effect for the Lockdown. Very helpful with this is Strike Ninja, of which I have 2 on my deck, because in the following turn you can just summon it. And then you can banish the DD Scout Planes in my deck, of which I have 3, because it's really important. You banish the 2 Scout Planes from your graveyard to banish Strike Ninja. You get them all back in the end phase on the field. Then you send the 2 Scout Planes that you banished for Strike Ninja back to the graveyard, so you can skip another of your opponent's turns. During your next turn, you just do the same thing again. Banish Strike Ninja, banish the 2 Scout Planes, get them all back on the field. Do the same thing over and over again until you can do the second part of the combo. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that, because here I'm building up for this. Here I'm like, okay, well wait, I only need 2 tributes for Arcana vs. 21 The World. I play Light Barrier because when Light Barrier is on the field, you can ensure that you can choose what effect the Arcana Force monster gets when they're summoned. So I get the heads effect here. Also, the lack of communication in the chat is because I was on Skype with my opponent. He's a really good friend of mine. I visited him on the vacation. If you haven't seen those vlogs yet, I'm uploading them as we speak. But yeah, I ensure that I get the heads effect. Later on, during each standby phase, you officially need to flip a coin, and then if it's tails, that effect is negated, and then it does nothing. But since it was summoned when, you played this field spell during the main phase, which pretty much means you can't negate it because of the tails flip, because it's not the standby phase. So now I get this. Now all I need to do is wait until I draw into the cards I need for the second part of the combo. So I use Hieratic Seal of Convocation to search out the second Hieratic that I have in my deck. I do the coin flip for stuff with Light Barrier, but since you never use Light Barrier again, I'm just going to skip the coin flip from now on just to save time. So I search for the second Hieratic that I have in my deck just to empty the deck out a bit, save some time. Normal summon Strike Ninja. Strike Ninja is really important in this, because Strike Ninja's effect, you banish 2 darks from the graveyard to banish itself until the end phase. So I banished 2 DD Scout Planes, Strike Ninja, then during the end phase, Strike Ninja returns, and Scout Plane, when banished, once per turn during the end phase, if Scout Plane was banished that turn, you can special summon them to the field in attack position, which I did, and then after you've done that, you activate and resolve the effect of Arcana First 21 The World, skipping the opponent's turn again. So you can just keep that combo going. As long as you have at least 2 free monster slots next to the 2 you've... I would be able to summon 1 more monster. As long as I have 2 more spots to place the 2 DD Scout Planes when they're summoned, I'll be fine. So I'm going to keep on doing this combo. I'll do it for the first couple of turns, but after that I will actually not do the continuous banishing and summoning back, just to save time, but know that I did that to save time, because this is going to keep going for a couple couple of turns. The opponent's not going to be able to do anything because I keep skipping his turns. I keep banishing my stuff and drawing into cards. Now, what am I waiting for? What I'm waiting for is cards that allow me to summon number 88 Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo. I now have a Strike Ninja. I have Level Eater in my graveyard, which I can summon by lowering the level of Arcana Force by 1. I need to make sure it's Arcana Force that is lowered, and not the BLS that I'm getting later on, because I need a level 8 to use Galaxy Queen's Light on. So now I have my first monster, Strike Ninja. I can summon a Level Eater as soon as I have the third monster that I can summon, which is going to be BLS because I actually need a level 8. So we're just waiting for BLS and Galaxy Queen's Light right now. As soon as I have both, I summon both, I overlay. So until then, it's going to be continuously doing the combo, banishing, putting them back in the field, sending to grave to skip turn, and draw again. So next couple of turns, I will actually not be banishing this stuff as I said before. I thought there was a summon chance for Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo. I was looking it up on the summon chance page in Wikia. Apparently there's not. So he must have not used a summon chant when he summoned him. But anyway, yeah. I'm just not doing the combo anymore. I'm just waiting till I draw into it. Here I draw into my second Arcana Force 21 in the world. I get Creeping Darkness. I can't actually use that. Normally I'd use that to banish Scout Planes or Fortune Lady Dark. Would I have Fortune Future, which I did in the start of the duel. Reinforcements of the army, also a search for Strike Ninja because it's important. Scout Plane, I don't need it anymore. I need to discard now, but what I discard is not important because I'm not going to use any of them. It's just waiting for BLS and Galaxy Queen's Light. But this is actually something I'm going to realize as soon as my deck has 4 cards remaining. I need Galaxy Queen's Light to not be one of the bottom 2 cards. Because after I summon the Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo, I need 2 more turns. Which means I need to be able to draw 2 more cards, otherwise I lose the duel. So here I'm like completely freaking out. Like, because it took us 4 hours. Well, with SMPGaming, it took 1.5 hours already to finally be able to actually summon Arcana Force 21 in the world and get that part of the combo going. Because we've actually never gotten to that part yet. Even in the 2.5 hours that I spent with the other guy. So here I got BLS. But I 100% need Galaxy Queen's Light to be the next card, otherwise I cannot do it. So here I'm completely freaking out like crazy. I want to use swear words, but I won't. I'm like, please, 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 please. But Seb is doing the same thing, and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I got it. I'm like, okay, Alka, calm down, calm down. You got Galaxy Queen's Light. Now you need to not screw up, because you can still screw it up. Okay, what do? Banish the Light and Dark for BLS. So any of the lights, a Heretic Dragon of Sue, and then Fortune Lady Dark. Not Level Eater, although technically I could also go for Level Eater because I can just normal summon Bro. I can use Instant Fusion. I can normal summon Scout Plane. Doesn't really matter there, but Level Eater is usually one you want to keep in the grave. I could have technically also banished the Scout Plane, but I want to keep that to work with the Strike Ninjas. Because it is helpful if you have that. But yeah, I have enough Darks in my grave to manifest Strike Ninja, so as long as the DD Scout Planes are banished, I can keep going. So Galaxy Queen's Light on BLS, which is still level 8. Arcana Force is level 7 due to Level Eater. Everything is level 8 now. I overlay BLS with the 2 monsters that are not Strike Ninja or Arcana Force 21 in the world. Aru Numbers 88 Gimmick Puppet Destiny Leo. I summon it. And once per turn, if you have no cards in your spell and trap card zone, and that does not count the field spell, I may have it on the field, but that's the field spell zone, and not the spell and trap card zone. So I have an empty spell and trap card zone, I get a Destiny counter once per turn if I have an empty spell and trap card zone, but I then can't conduct my battle phase. Technically, I could have just direct attacked him for game, but that's not what this deck request is for. It's the lockdown, and it's possible, so I'm doing it. Alright? So now, just to show you that it still works, that I didn't screw up, I'm doing the combo again until the end of the duel. Banish 2 Darks from my grave to banish Strike Ninja. In the end phase, get them back on the field. Okay, and Force 21 the world, then activates and resolves, sending the Scout Planes to the graveyard. End turn. His turn is skipped due to Arcana Force. My turn, I draw. Into Upstart Goblin, I realize that the other card in my deck is also Upstart Goblin. My turn again. Need to make sure I actually activate Destiny Leo. Detach, get a second Destiny counter. Banish the 2 scout planes. Need to make sure I keep banishing the 2 scout planes, otherwise it's done. Although for this turn it wouldn't have really mattered, because I could have also just banished 1 scout plane and then anything else, because I could have just sent Strike Ninja as well, because after next turn I won't need it anymore. But keeping going with the combo. And Destiny counter number 3, and I win the duel. I'm going to see you in the deck profile. You're going to see how WTF this deck truly is. Welcome everyone. Time for the deck profile, shall we? You've been waiting for this for quite some time. I've been hyping it up greatly everywhere on DN, on Facebook and YouTube. Here it is. You've seen the entire deck in the duel video. You've seen all 40 main deck cards, and you've seen the couple of cards that I have in my extra deck. But in case you forgot some of them, during the Winkariba OTK deck profile video, I said it was a lockdown. I didn't say what. I said it was 2 deck requests in 1. I said it would include 10 archetypes, a fusion monster, and chaos. No one was able to figure out what it was. No one even got close. You now know what it is. But as soon as I click on this deck constructor button right here, you are going to find out and truly get that idea. Finally realize of how extremely inconsistent this is and why I needed over 4 hours to just get the duel going. To just get that good recording. Here we go. Welcome to the Arcana Leo lock. The most WTF deck you'll probably ever see in my channel. But I did it. And for a double deck request, which you probably won't see a lot either. So yeah, what do you think? Tell me in the comments. Let's go over the deck. I'm going to do it in a bit different than normal. First part of the combo, you need Arcana for 21 in the world. Very helpful with it is Light Barrier. And then 2 scout planes and a Strike Ninja. As long as you have those, then you actually can keep skipping the opponent's turn, and then you have time to draw into what you want for the second part. Second part is all about getting out, giving Puppet Destiny Leo, and you need Galaxy Queen's Light for that. Alright. We have Heranic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord, which is a card summoned by either of the 2 Heretics. 2 Arcana vs 21 the Worlds, because there's no searchers and you do kind of need it for the first part of the combo. BLS, the card that made this deck have chaos. This is the card that does the chaos. It's BLS, banishing a light and dark, and being the level 8 target for Galaxy Queen's Light. I have Bro, Huntsman of Darkworld for a possible target for the 2 Darkworld dealings and the Gates of Darkworld that I have in my deck. 3 DD Scout Planes, very important in this deck to use with Strike Ninja to keep the lockdown with Arcana vs 21 the World. 1 Fortune Lady Dark, so you can banish it with either Creeping Darkness or, as I did at the start of the duel, with Allure, and then to use with Fortune's Future. 2 Heretics. You really only need 1. I use it with attributing with Evgishki Gushkraken and Akumir to then summon Overlord, but I have 1 Tefnut and 1 Sue. It doesn't really matter which ones you use as long as you have an effect that if it's attributed you summon a normal dragon, like this guy. Yeah, I'm just so tired and so happy that this is finally over. Like, after so long, like, putting so much time into recording, that I can't really think of what to say about the deck. But yeah, I do have 1 Tefnut instead of like double Sue or whatever, just in case the opponent goes first. and places a monster on the field. Like, the fact that they have back row is even worse for this deck, but in case they go first, this really inconsistent deck might need the summon you get from Tefnuit, so that you can then tribute it for Sue to summon this guy, and then you won't need the rituals. But yeah, this deck is very inconsistent, so you'll barely ever get to any of these combos, but it was just so fun. Even though it took so friggin' long, I just found it so fun to get this WTF deck together. And normally, if a deck request doesn't, like, a duel doesn't work for like after an hour of many duels, then, like what happened with the Alive Justice deck request, I'm like, okay, I need to rebuild the deck. It's not consistent enough. It can partially be luck, but this deck, I know this deck isn't consistent enough, but I had so much fun in just playing around with it. And okay, it was somewhat annoying to have to keep dueling and to have to stall it out for so long. But I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. Well, a lot of fun. Now that it's finally over, I sort of say that. Yeah, Level Eater. Helpful card in the deck. You can use it on Arcana. Ooh. I started checking. Arcana vs. 21 the World. Or Heraldic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord. Or Avagishkigus Kraken. Or would you ever get one of these out? Probably not. You can use it to special summon itself to have an extra. To have a monster to tribute for Arcana vs. 21 the World. Or would you not be able to summon the Scout Blend? You can use it to, for a few turns at least, to send it to the grave with the world's effect. And otherwise, it's one of the cards you can use to easily summon and then use Galaxy Queen's Light and BLS, have it become level 8 along with another monster, and then overlay Destiny Leo, which I did in the duel. Snow, I prefer to get that card before Bro, so that with Snow I can search for the second dealings or gates. Strike Ninja, really important here. With the DD Scout Plane, Wolf, I wanted the Light Sworn in there because Solar Recharge, I wanted the Light Sworn in there. Why did I even put this in this deck? I could have made it so much more consistent. Yes, Alka, yes, you should have made the deck more consistent. I know, but it was so much fun. I'm like, I'm gonna not make this deck so consistent. I'm just gonna make a fun deck for myself. So I hope that Crazy Exdorian and Mitar Mimic don't mind that the deck really isn't that consistent. It's completely super special, awesome, inconsistent. But I had fun with it. So I have Wolf. I chose Wolf over any of the other Lightsworns because you can actually use Foolish Burial on Wolf as well to summon it to the field for a tribute for something, or to use a Galaxy Queen's Light. Avagishki Gushkraken to use the Gishki Aquamir. You tribute one of the two Heretics to summon that. Allure, you usually use it on either Scout Plane or Dark, although I prefer to use it on Dark so I can use Fortune's Future. But you can, like, as I said, you can either use Allure or Creeping Darkness to banish Dark to then use Fortune's Future. But mostly you'd use them on Scout Plane. Dark World Dealings to use with Snow and Bro. Foolish Burial, usually you'd send Level Eater, but Wolf is possible as well. Or if you need a DD Scout Plane in the grave to use with Creeping Darkness or Strike Ninja, you can send that as well. Fortune's Future to get the banished Fortune Lady Dark from one of these or from BLS back to your graveyard, so you can use those effects again. And you can draw 2 cards. Galaxy Queen's Light, really important for this really inconsistent deck to use on BLS to actually be able to summon Destiny Leo. Aquamir to use with Guskaraken, 2 Convocations to search for one of the Heretics, as they are important. You really need just one if you have the Rituals, which I drew into in the start of the duel. If not, you need both of them. If the opponent actually has a monster, then it's possible, otherwise not. 1 instant fusion to summon one of the fusion monsters. I just decided to put one of them in there. It really doesn't matter. I decided to make the level 4 because I can see the use in Levolval Chain. Would I happen to have a load of summoning options, which you barely ever get? But I could see the use in both of Levolval Chain's effects, even though really situational, but I could see the use, so I decided to take 3 level 4 fusions that I liked, that are like basic ones from way back in the day. I have Light Barrier to ensure that Arcana vs. 21 the World get its Heads effect, because you don't want its tails effect. Because the tails effect is actually good for the opponent, and you don't want them to get a turn. Technically, you don't need light barrier, but then it's a 50-50 shot if you flip heads or tails. But if you have light barrier, which I did, then you can have 100% chance of getting the heads effect. Autonomous action units. There used to be Monster Reborn there, but September 2013 Forbidden Unlimited list came around. Had to get rid of Monster Reborn. I was thinking like what to replace it with. I was like, this deck is so inconsistent, I really don't have a clue. I thought of autonomous action unit to summon something from the opponent's grave. Like, the opponent is not supposed to get a turn, but they will very likely discard through Dark World Dealings, because I have two of those. And then there might just be a monster among them, and then I can use autonomous action unit to summon it. If there's a better special summon monster, like one that you can summon from your grave, remind me, and I'll put it in the deck instead of this one. Although, why am I trying to make this deck more consistent? It's supposed to be inconsistent, but yeah. This one, but then Alka, doesn't that stop Destiny Leo's effect? Yes, but you either send the monster to the grave for the world, either for its tribute summon or for its effect, or use it to exceed into Destiny Leo, so then the equip card will be gone because the monster will be gone from the field, so then Spell and Trap Zone will be empty once you have Destiny Leo. Just messing. I'm just doing this to make sure I don't time out. But yeah, 1-for-1 to summon Level Eater if you don't have it. Reinforcements of the armor to go for Strike Ninja because it is important. Solar Recharge in the off challenge that you get it together with Wolf. Terraforming to search for gates or light barrier, but usually you'd go for light barrier because that's what you want for the world. Gates to work with Bro and Snow, although I kinda should really put Dark World Dealing because then you draw first. And you can actually use Dark World Dealings at the beginning if you... Yeah, because you can't use Gates because they're the only two fiends. But yeah, not going to make it more consistent. And then 2 Upstart Goblins and 1 Knave Beast to end it off with draws. To just empty the deck out a bit. Side deck, I thought about putting Soul Release off instead of Monster Reborn to banish some stuff like DD Scout Plane, Fortune Lady Dark. To do that with Soul Release, and I put Monster Reincarnation there to make myself remember that that Monster Reborn used to be there, because it looks like the same card, sort of. Then, as I said in the extra deck, you really only need 1 fusion for instant fusion, which level doesn't matter because you're either going to use it for the world or for Galaxy Queen's Light. Love Chain, I haven't used it, but meh. And then give me Puppet Destiny Leo to make the second part of the combo with Arcana vs 21 the world. Wow. This deck quest is finally over. I can get to the next one. And I've made a lot of the deck request decks that are coming up. Although the next one I haven't actually worked on at all, which is a deck request from Junk Berserker 112, who wants me to use all archetypes from Duel Terminals 5 and 6, and that's like Gusto and Lavo and Steelstorm and a couple of others. Like, there's like 5 or 6 archetypes in there, and I have to make a deck with all of them. So that's for the next deck request. I will do my best to make that deck as good as possible. I'm actually going to try and make that a consistent deck. I know it won't be too consistent because of the difficult request, but I'll try to make it as consistent as possible, unlike this one, because this was supposed to be the most WTF deck ever. When I came up with the idea to use this, it took me really long to make a video of this. I really hope you guys enjoy it, because of course there is a chance that you will be like, this is a stupid deck, and you won't really like it, but I had fun with making this deck. I had fun, even though it took really long, over 4 hours. I had a lot of fun working on this deck and trying to finally get it done, and I'm very relieved and very happy that I finally got it done. You should have really heard me on Skype with Seb when I drew into that Galaxy Queen's Light just on time. I was like screaming with joy. I'm surprised my parents didn't come upstairs to check what was going on. But I'm very happy with this deck, and in the end, that is one of the most important things. As long as I have fun with my videos, I can keep going. As long as I only do what I think my viewers will like, but I don't really like it, then it becomes forced, and then I'll become bored, and then I'll become angry, and then that's not fun. As long as I do things that I find fun, like this, then I will find viewers that like the same thing and be able to keep doing what I like doing while having an audience and make people happy with it. That is what I'm going for. I hope you guys all enjoyed this deck request, and I hope you're all looking forward to future videos. This was Alka 1993. I am tired. I'm going to upload this and then sleep, hopefully very well. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. I'm so relieved that this is finally done, you know. I've said that like 5, 10, whatever times already. See ya.